Hello viewers, I hope you're well today. Now we are going to dive into the second-hand market and try and find an absolute bargain of a carbon road bike, because as we know, the prices of new road bikes have gone through the roof over the last few years. And to make this interesting, I set myself a cap of £3,000 because that's what you'd expect to pay for a carbon road bike with the brand new Shimano 105 Di2 electronic group set like the Oro on screen right now. But I reckon we can do better than that, and given how many people are switching to disc brakes from rim brakes, there should be some stone cold bargains in the second-hand market. Now I'm doing this in the UK. If you want a US version of this video, then let me know by leaving a comment down below. So let's dive in. And we'll start with eBay, probably the most popular place to buy and sell second-hand road bikes. So we go carbon road bike and see what we get. Now normally I would select 56 centimeter because that's my size, but I'll leave it open to see what we get. And well, straight off the bat, a Pinarello F313 carbon road bike in a size 51 centimeters for £750. That is pretty good. So that bike from memory came out in 2007, 2008, so quite a few years old, but it's a carbon road bike, all the swoopy frame profiles that Pinarello were famous for back in the day, that monostay rear end, the Onda fork as well. Quite a distinctive, handsome looking bike. Looks in fairly good condition from the photos. What does he say about it? What does the seller say about it? So it's a Ultegra setup, Fulcrum wheels, rides like new and nothing out of place, some cable rub, but in brilliant condition, he reckons, or she reckons. So that looks pretty good. If you want Pinarello, the choice of Team Sky, Team Ineos Grenadiers over the last few years, then that's a bit of a bargain. But with a bike of that age, you want to give it a very thorough inspection, especially the chain, all the sprockets, make sure it's not all worn out and doesn't need a load of money spending on it straight away. But a Pinarello for under £1,000. So off to a good start. Right, see what else we can get. Sensor, Planet X, no. Ooh, hello. A 2019 Scott Foil 20 disc road bike, retail for over £3,000, but now £1,350. That's interesting. Hello. Now I will say I'm not liking that paint job so much, bright yellow over black, but you might feel differently. Let me know down below. Use condition, age rated marks, scuffs, cable rubbing, the usual sort of wear and tear on a bike like that really. But it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Matching bar tape. It needs some new bar tape. Definitely wants a new bar tape on that. I'll go black bar tape as well. Won't age so badly. But Shimano Ultegra group set, mechanical shifting, so nothing to go wrong. Super reliable. Hydraulic disc brakes. So you want to check the brake pads on a bike. Make sure they've got plenty of life in them or they need replacing. Also check the chain wear. Definitely want to give that a close. Wow, hello. That's quite bad. I mean, it's down to carbon. Structurally, that should be fine. A bit of touch up, that would be okay. But that's quite a lot of cable wear. That's the reason we're putting clear tape on areas where cables might rub on the frame. So yeah, that's definitely warrants a closer look. That's a definitely contender. I mean, £1,300 for a 2019, so a 3-year-old aero carbon race bike. That is a good start. After a really strong start today. So what else have we got? So we have a Scott Addict. This is a lightweight version of the foil. £650. That is very cheap. Only 5 hours left on the auction, so it might run out by the time I publish this video. Only one picture. It's a non-drive side picture, so we can't see the actual drivetrain, the bit we want to see, the group set. Yellow bar tape, a horrendous saddle. Not sure about the wheels either. But the frame itself, you could buy that for the frame alone, upgrade the parts, put some better wheels on, put some new bits on it, and you got a fantastic road bike, because that Scott Addict is still one of the lightest ever carbon frames ever made. So that's for the frame alone, that could be worth buying. If you want to do hill climbing, well, there you go. That's your frame to start with. So you've got SRAM red brakes, rival, force, new bottom bracket, chain, cassette, and a derailleur as well. That could be that's a really strong buy actually for the frame alone. What else have we got? Hello, a Cervelo S3 Ultegra carbon race bike, a size 54, so it's too small for me, but £1,300? Now the S3 is a really fantastic aero race bike. It looks good as well. Wow, that looks really good. So we have what appears to be Shimano Ultegra group set, rim brakes, rotor crankset. Got the Mavic Cosmic wheels, so these use alloy rim with a carbon fairing on the outside, so not as light as a full carbon wheel set, but you get the reliable braking surface of an alloy rim. That is a fantastic looking bike for the money, and that would still be blooming fast, and it would still ride really well. No disc brakes, but you know, rim brakes still work okay. 3T handlebar and stem. The bar tape looks in good condition. That would be a very, very strong pick. Put some better tyres on it, and away you go. That's a really clean looking bike. Now I can't tell the age or life left in the chain, the sprockets, chainring and so on. Okay, this is helpful. Lots and lots of information here. Really detailed specification. Really tells you the care the owner has taken in trying to sell the bike. So retailed at £3,000. Well presented. I've been sold by a business. We buy cycle website. I've never heard of them before. Interesting. Full specification there. That is reassuring. And you even get a 3-month warranty from this company here. So a 3-month warranty on a second-hand bike. I mean, I'm really tempted myself actually. That's a really nice looking bike. Right, what else can we get? There's another Scott Addict here. £750. Again, size 58. Massive. But buy it for the frame alone. Hill climbing setup. Now here we go. A giant Propel Advanced SL. So the company's aero bike. Rim brakes. £1,300. That looks smart. The cable routing on that is dire. And we have the seat mast, which is a problem if you're going to be too tall for that. So that might be an issue. You want to check the saddle height from the BB would fit you. But that looks in good condition. Got giant SLR wheels, Pirelli tyres. Something going on with the hubs there. It looks like the hub has lost some of its paint. But if that fits you, that's a pretty good buy. Right, what else have we got? A Look 765 carbon road bike for £900. So I've ridden a few Looks in the past, but they're fairly rare to be honest. 02 photos. We've got Shimano Ultegra group set. I mean, it's a nice frame. I don't know a lot about it to be honest, off the top of my head. What do they say about it? Well, not much. Very little information compared to that previous bike. Full Shimano Ultegra, data, stem seat post. So the lack of detail in that description is a worry for me, a concern for me. I want more information about the bike and all the parts on it to really give me that reassurance that it is a pocket bike. Now here we have a Villiers GTR carbon road bike. So the GTR is Villiers' endurance bike, so more relaxed geometry than one of the race bikes. Now that presents really nicely. So we've got Shimano Ultegra mechanical shifting group set, got some Hunt carbon wheels, that god awful saddle on there, change that straight away. But that looks really clean from the photos. Lots of photos as well, it's always reassuring. Looks like some brand new tyres on there, Conti tyres as well, so quality tyres. That looks really, really smart actually. If you want a endurance bike, carbon frame, lightweight, rim brakes as well, that does look really good. Not the best paint job in the world, but Villiers paint jobs haven't always been amazing. But for £950, under £1,000, what do they say about it? Well, all the detailed specification you need to know really. Great condition and in perfect working order. Fully insured, delivery available for UK only. Right, let's scroll through a few more. Another Cervelo S3 there for £2,500 though. Quite pricey. Canyon Endurance CF. Now here's a good bike. So the Endurace, they title it Endurance. It's Endurace, it's an endurance bike. So carbon frame for size medium, that's my size. A few years old now, but we have Ultegra, the last generation Ultegra, so 11 speed. We still have the dork disc, as some people like to call it, on the back wheel there to remove that. So that suggests it hasn't been used much at all. And it does look very clean. We've got a Mavic, DT Swiss wheels, alloy wheels, so good braking surface. The bar tape looks unused. It looks really clean. The chain looks clean. Still got the original stickers on. It looks brand new actually. A bit of dirt around there. That's a really bit of a scuff on the top tube. So with carbon, you want to make sure you inspect the frame visually. Scuffs and stuff aren't so bad, but anything worse than that, like a crack, you need to really, well, stay clear would be my advice. So that is a interesting looking bike and a nice detailed specification as well. Brand new tyres. So small chip present on the top tube. So at least they're being honest, they're not trying to hide it, so worth having a closer look. They have provided a picture. Bike can be viewed as well. So that is a really strong looking bike. What else have we got? Trek Domani SL5. Here's an interesting bike. Again, endurance bike. Domani is a really great bike for kind of munching the miles. So we have the ISO-speed decoupler at the back and the front on this bike. The cable routing on this generation of Domani was pretty bad, to be honest. That looks awful. But if you can live with that, if you can put that to one side, it's a fantastic bike. So great comfort, wide tyre clearance. You got to 38 on these, so light gravel, no problems at all. Shimano 105 mechanical group set. Needs a good clean by the looks of it, so probably a new chain at a minimum. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Disc brake rotors. With a disc brake bike, you want to check the pads and the rotors aren't worn out. Not a major expense, but something to be aware of for sure. And it's a nice paint job as well. I'm liking the look of that. Got the down tube storage for your snacks, tools. And got the manual. That looks a really smart bike actually. What do they say about it? They bought it in March 2021, so only a year old. 18 months old. Only selling because of back injury. Oh no, that's a shame. They reckon they've done less than 500 miles. So that's basically a brand new bike for £1,200. Well, current bid, £1,200. So I guess their reserve, they probably said reserve maybe £2,000, £1,800 maybe. Next up, we have a Giant TCR Advance 2 from 2022. So, not even a year old. What's going on here then? Wow, that looks nice. Oh, it's such a good looking bike, that Giant TCR. Nice paint job as well. Nice Pirelli tyres. Rim brakes. So TCR, still one of the few bikes you can buy new with rim brakes. So change saddle. Giant's own wheels. 105. That cassette, got a bit of dirt on it, but it does look pretty new underneath that grime there. 105 mechanical shifting, 11 speed. See a bit of wear on the chain rings, but nothing major by the looks of it. Looking really clean, looking very clean. So £999. Why is that so cheap? Oh, unfortunately, it's a size too small for me. It was bought from Giant directly just 5 months ago. We're in literally 4 times. Sits in storage now. So that's a classic case of somebody buying the wrong size bike. So that is an absolute bargain. I can't remember what that would retail for new, but that's a pretty good price. For £1,000 for a race-ready, lightweight Giant TCR. So that's a good buy. Right, we are nearly at the bottom of this first page. Giant Defy Advanced. This is the endurance version of the TCR. I don't like clamping the top tube in a work stand at all, but they've done that. The cable routing is like the Domani. Pretty awful, it has to be said. What were they thinking, really? I have no idea. Nice looking bike though. Really comfort focused bike. Good handling. What parts have we got on this one then? Shimano Ultegra mechanical. Needs a good clean, that chain and cassette. Giant's own wheels. So I reckon some new tyres in there would be a nice upgrade. Pictures all on the wrong side. And they even have a receipt for the work done. So they bought it for £2,000. And what they want for it now then? Well, the current bid is £438. So I'm guessing they want at least £1,000 for it, maybe £1,500. So yeah, it's a long way from its final bid, but that's a strong contender. Okay, last few before we round up this video. Another Trek Domani Project 1. I'll take a road bike. Hello. Oh, reserve not met. I bet that reserve is pretty high. That's a smart looking bike, that is. Rim brakes, Bond Trader wheels, Ultegra group set. But I've no idea how much that will eventually sell for. 1 hour 54, I can watch it for you if you want. What else have we got on this last few here? An Oro, Tifosi, Specialized Sirius, Holsworth or Bear Orca full carbon 105 road bike for £1,000. So if I spent a lot of time in a trainer, that's going to be in good condition. Yeah, that looks really clean. 105 group set again, nice carbon frame, good first bike or good upgrade bike from a cheaper first road bike. Very little description on that, which is always a bit rubbish, to be honest. What else have we got? God, it goes on and on. Scott Addict carbon for £1,000. Another Look 695 for £1,300. Pinarello FP3 Team Sky Edition for just over £1,000. That's a smart looking bike. That's a classic, that is. That distinctive Pinarello swoopiness going on there. That's a nice looking bike. I'm sure it'll still ride really well. Ribble Sportive Moda Ribble Look 586. Another Giant Defy Advance 3 here for £800, current bid. That's a smart looking bike, that is. I like the paint job as well, though you need a matching saddle. Mechanical disc brakes, I would steer clear of those personally. But that's another strong contender as well. And another Cervelo R3, size 58, way too big for me, £2,000. Wow, that looks smart. Ultegra mechanical group set, nice finishing kit, stealth black. Not sure what their wheels are. Zero. That's a smart looking bike. That's not black, is it? Blue. Can't tell from photos. That's a smart looking bike, that is. Much cheaper than a new Cervelo, that's for sure. What do they say about it? Fantastic looking bike, they will say that. I'd agree, to be honest. Excellent quality components. Only been ridden in the summer. They all say it, don't they? Hence a great condition. One mark on the frame behind a chain set caused by a chain drop isn't visible. 7.1 kilograms on my scales, his scales. So pretty light compared to new bikes these days. So that's a really strong bike. So quite a few options, and I've only scratched the surface. The first page of eBay results, and I haven't gone to Gumtree yet. So as you can see, if you want to buy, hello, Cannondale Super 6 Evo, 56 of my size. Ooh, hello. Oh, that's nice. Look at that silver paint job. Oh, classic, absolute classic. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Shimano 105 mechanical group set. Oh, that looks really good. Again, that's a great platform for upgrading. You make that into a super lightweight hill climb, a specialist for sure, or just you want a lightweight road bike with rim brakes for £1,250. Oh, a very detailed description as well. Minor scuff marks should be expected from used bike. They're probably only a few years old as well. So there we go. Quite a few bikes available for much less than the price of a brand new Shimano 105 Di2 equipped carbon race bike. Some absolute bargains, some absolute bangers for about £1,000. You get Cannondale Super 6 Evo, Scott Addict, Tractor Mining, loads of good options. Rim brakes, disc brakes as well, and most look in fairly good condition. Now, word of warning, when you're buying a second-hand bike, always make sure you have a look at it in the flesh before you buy it. Don't buy it unseen, because you want to make sure there are no scuffs or cracks hidden away behind carefully taken photographs. Always worth checking the chain wear. Take a chain wear tool if you have one to check the chain isn't overly stretched, because that might mean that needs replacing as well as a cassette and the chain rings, and that could be expensive. Check the brake blocks if it's a rim brake bike, and the pads and the rotors on a disc brake bike. And find out more about the bike from the owner. You can get a good sense of how the bike been looked after, where it's been abused by the owner, and how reluctant they are to sell it, and the sort of information they give you on a bike. And just shows that you don't have to spend a fortune on a new road bike if you're happy to go down a second-hand route. And do let me know what you thought of this video, if you found it useful, and if you want to see a US version if you are watching in America. And if you want to see another edition of this, maybe I'll do another one in a month's time. I haven't even started on Gumtree or Facebook Marketplace as well. Run out of time today, so let me know what you think. Leave me a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel by hitting this button just here. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all again very soon.